Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Saturday. Saturday is ruled by Saturn energies, and today is February 8th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 1 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So today being February 8th and the energy is adding up and reducing to the number 1 vibration, the number 1 represents a new beginning. The number 8 represents cycles. So today could reflect a new beginning in some cycle for someone. A new beginning in some cycle for someone could be that today is their first day at the gym, or their first day with a new workout regimen, or just gain a new perspective, a new idea when it comes to how one could implement a new cycle within their life, because clearly a system or a cycle isn't working, because the number 8 deals with systems and cycles. And when we reflect on all aspects of our lives, every aspect of our lives is governed by some system or some cycle that we live by, whether it is productive or it's destructive. There's a system that governs our lives. And when it comes to the spirit guidance for today, we have the deer energy in the reversal position. So with the deer energy in the upright position and just looking at it, my attention always goes to the alertness of the deer's ear. And I always look and see how the deer's eyes just doesn't look as alert and vibrant as the ears. So when I look at the comparison between the ears and the eyes, it brings me to being a good listener, being a better listener. Not necessarily focusing on what it is that we're seeing, but, listening, reading between the lines when it comes to what is said. But with this energy in the reversal position, when it came out in the reversal position, the first thought that I had, looking at it in the reversal position, I think of how some of us can try to be so prepared for certain things to the point that we just talk ourselves out of getting started. We talk ourselves out of doing what it is that we need to do, because we try so hard to be so prepared. And it comes to a point where it's important for you to recognize ways how you can easily talk yourself out of doing what needs to be done. And it feels so justified, especially with today, the moon going into Cancer. Whenever a person has strong Cancer energy within their chart, they have to challenge themselves constantly to work on conquering fear. Because I feel like Cancer energy is the most fearful energy within the zodiac. And it makes sense in the sense that when we think of the 4th house is ruled by Cancer. And with the 4th house being ruled by Cancer, the 4th house is the most hidden place of the zodiac, of the astrological wheel. And then when I think of the crab, and I think of the hermit crab and how it spends its life finding different shells to cover its delicate body from the harsh ray of the sun. And for me, the sun is other people's egos and opinions. And when it comes to other people's egos and opinions, it could be very dangerous, when people don't agree with you, especially if it's a lot of people and they don't agree with you. And because they don't want to agree with you, whatever it is that you're saying threatens them. So now they want to eliminate the threat. And for them, the threat is you and what it is that you're saying. And I feel like, on a subconscious level, Cancer knows about this more than anyone else, the danger of like other people's eyes, other people not identifying with whatever it is that you're doing, or even when people identify with whatever it is that you're doing, because it could be dangerous in either way, coming from the Cancerian energy standpoint. Dangerous in one way where it's like people don't agree, so you're a threat and now you're dangerous. Dangerous in another way where people agree, they identify, but then now they want to possess it. They want it. They want to come and get it. And I feel like Cancer energy deals with protection and the need to stay safe and be safe. But I feel like when it comes to this energy, when we have this energy strong within our chart, and we all have the moon within our charts, but when it comes to this energy, this is where we have to recognize fear, false evidence appearing to be real, and know the difference and know when it's, controlling our lives. And of course, for me, knowing the difference comes down to, reflecting on oneself regularly, especially if you're interested or passionate about a thing and you want to make it happen. For me, over time, I had to recognize ways how I would read that. It's like you have to be such a good observer of yourself to catch yourself and recognize when this, when fear is controlling your life. Because most people are so good at lying to themselves. So it's like when fear is controlling their lives, instead of recognizing that I'm intimidated by this, that, and the next. So because of this intimidation and this fear, the mind will come up with all kind of excuses as to why it's a bad idea to do this thing or the next. And it's just fear, where the person who's observant, they'll recognize these different ideas coming up and question and debate these ideas and see if they're rooted in any truth. And of course, the mind is just doing its job, trying to protect you by coming up with ways to help you to avoid this thing that you consider to be a major threat because it's so scary to you. And, when it comes to this energy, it just brings me to the importance of recognizing those fears. And with the moon in Cancer squaring what's happening in Pisces with Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune, it brings me to the thought of not being able to escape from these fears and feeling challenged and unsafe. So today, when it comes to the moon today, we could find ourselves just feeling a little bit unsafe, or feeling a little bit exposed, or just feeling nervous and don't even know why for sure. And I feel like, with the square to Saturn in Pisces, the North Node and Neptune, it's a matter of recognizing that, you need to do this. You need to stop hiding and put yourself out there. You need to stop hiding and take a chance. I think of the person hiding behind excuses, and the excuses seem so justified. Oh, my children, oh, my family, oh, my husband, oh, my job, oh, my wife, oh, my this, oh, my that. And it's like, it's just excuses and a way to hide and, not allow yourself to be seen or put yourself out there. And I feel like some things could come up today that, make some of us feel some type of way. And I feel like we feel some type of way because our security blanket, or the thing that we normally hide behind, it's not there, or it feels like it's being taken away in some way. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the Natal Chart and Numerology Awareness Coaching Session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the Natal Chart and Numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option, along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. The spirit guidance. The tarot is the King of Wands. And with the King of Wands energy, to me, this fits when it comes to today's energy, because with the King of Wands, it brings me to the thought of ready to take action about something. So I think of when it comes to the moon and the position the moon is in and the challenge that's being made to it, it's almost like a feeling of stage fright. Because when it comes to today's energy, it's like coming to a realization that something has to give. Like I have to start doing this or that, or I have to step into this next era of my career or this next goal and thing that I want to achieve. And the thought of stepping into it is terrifying. It's terrifying because, we want to hide ourselves away for different reasons, but, it's time to take action and we're coming to the realization of that. And I like that Mars is also in retrograde in Cancer, because when Mars is in retrograde, especially in your natal chart, it could cause you to feel like you lack energy. You lack energy often, or the motivation to do anything. And that's not a good feeling, but I feel like it's beneficial because then these people have to be more selective on what it is that they will give their energy. They don't have a lot of energy to waste. And I feel like when it comes to this transit, we're able to reflect within our lives and see the things that are taking our energy and see what's important and what's not. And what this is reminding me of, I remember when I was living in LA, and I tell this story all the time about when my adrenals were fatigued and I wasn't feeling well. And it got to a point where just walking from the car to a building, I would be so out of breath and just feel so weak and just experience all kind of different anxieties and things happening within me. And it was that time when things shifted in my world, where I stopped taking certain phone calls because for the longest, I used to have a lot of dynamics in my life where it's like, friend calls and they're always venting. They always got some kind of a chaotic situation going on. And I think there was a part of me that also took pleasure and know that I was helping, felt like I was fixing in some way, when really I wasn't helping, because a lot of the times in those situations, people don't want to be helped. They just want someone's attention to just, throw all their stuff on. And I remember someone calling and they start venting the way they would vent normally. And I remember myself getting so anxious and feeling like it's like they were taking my life force just from coming with the energy they were coming with. And, these people aren't bad people or anything like that. This is just what we always used to do. They would call and vent with their different issues. And I like trying to fix things. So it worked. It wasn't that they were, a mess and the dynamic worked. But when I, wasn't feeling well, I realized that it really didn't work. I realized how much it actually took from me. And really it was, the issue where my self-worth came from what I did for people and what people thought about me. And that's what encouraged those dynamics for long. But when I wasn't feeling well, I realized how much those actually took from me, and I made changes. And I feel like with Mars and retrograde in Cancer, we're all collectively experiencing something different, realizing how much energy certain things take from us and deciding to put an end to certain things. Because with Mars energy, in Cancer, we're motivated by nurturing. So we're seeing what is worth nurturing and what is not worth nurturing. So I feel like throughout this transit with Mars in retrograde in Cancer, from now until April, I could see certain people quitting their jobs, quitting relationships, quitting certain friendships, quitting certain connections, because something just clicks all of a sudden that I can't keep feeding into this. I don't have the energy to give into this. So I feel like when it comes to the transits, all of them, good or bad, are beneficial in some way. And I feel like only the weak-minded person will look at something and say, oh, this is awful and we need to stop living until it leaves. No, it doesn't work that way. All of them are instructional. All of them can help us in some way. I think of someone going to get their chart read and a person looking at another person and say, oh, based on your chart, you're not good with relationships and you'll never have relationships. No, the chart doesn't say that. The chart is showing a person why there might be challenges in relationship and how they could better themselves to be receptive for healthy relationships. Because more than likely, you know, this person may have been through some things, experienced some things that cause them to perceive the world in a way, develop some shadowy aspects to protect and guard themselves. And now they have to learn to unlearn some things that they've learned and come up with better ways to manage things opposed to doing it the way they used to. So I feel like when it comes to transits, you know, don't let anybody tell you that anything is doom and gloom in your chart, because I feel like, you know, all of it is just reflecting what is. It's reflecting the psychology that has developed, why that psychology has developed. And of course, whatever psychology that has developed, that is going to create our reality. And within the chart, we can see how we can fix it. We can see how we can make it better. So yes, with Mars in retrograde, it could feel exhausting getting started and getting things done. But like I said, you know, it'll help a lot of us to be clear on what don't deserve our energy and where we need to pull our energy back. So I really love that about this energy. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a red heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.